Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Hard Truth Show here on Seven Trumpets Prepper Channel. Guys, y'all know I have been talking about AI off and on for quite some time. To be completely honest, it's something I've been obsessed with this year to really get to the core of the matter and see what is going on with this, because it is going to deeply affect our future, all of our futures in the very near future. Real quickly, for anybody new to the show, I'm going to go through all the information at the very beginning here, notes and things that we always share. And this is a live stream. And so once I get that out of the way, we'll get going with the show. And I hope everyone enjoys, because I've got a lot of content to share tonight, a ton of it. And shalom to everybody coming in the building. We've got some folks from Australia in the building, got some folks from New York City in the building. Shout out to you all. Guys, just real quick, going to get the disclaimer out of the way. Content, guests, and content of guests and their views shared on this channel do not necessarily reflect the views of this channel. Fair use information is being shared for informational purposes, educational purposes, and edification purposes and intents. There won't be no new moon stream following this Sabbath stream, guys. I'm sorry about that. I've got to spend some time with my family before I leave out of town. To go do some construction project. If you don't know how to follow when we do the stream, we do it on Sabbath evenings, which is going to swap from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock Eastern time now, starting this coming week, because we are moving into the summer months. So I'm going to move that up 1 hour into the night. So that'll be 9 o'clock Eastern time. We'll be streaming, but you can find out on this calendar app. We do it on Scriptural Biblical Calendar on Sabbaths in the evening times. And so if you want to download that app, it's completely free in the App Store for Android or Apple devices. Great app to have to follow Scriptural Biblical Calendar. Just a quick note, go ahead and get this one out of the way. I'll be speaking at the Battle Cry event by United and Yah coming up. And I'll be speaking about preparing for the Seven Trumpets of Revelation. And I think it's going to be about a 1 hour segment that's coming up. Make sure to check that out. Links in the video description below. We will be doing a shout out for the channel affiliates, but we'll be doing it later in the stream tonight, because Sabbath hours are still starting to run into the show now. So we'll give a shout out to our channel affiliates in a little while. The next show will be myself, Brother Joel, and Brother Aquino. We're going to be talking about the end days and how the preppers were right, especially end days preppers. We just were off by a decade pretty much. Guys, if you want to have a guest on the show, by all means, hit me up. You can email me at seventrumpetsprepper@gmail.com, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you'd like to donate and help support this channel. The links are in the video description below, and we'll greatly appreciate it. And the last thing I'll say real quickly is for those that have asked, I know a lot of people's asked, where do you keep getting all your scriptural teas and stuff like that? My wife's business will be fully operational in 2 weeks, guys. This is one of them that come off the print press. I love it. It is actually in the cotton itself. So like it is high quality made, and I'm really excited, and we will be sharing the links for that in future videos and stuff. Shout out to the folks in Florida. We got folks in the house from Chattanooga, Michigan, Freeport, Illinois, I believe that is. Shalom to everybody in the building. I'm so glad. Hey, Brother Dorian's in the building. Brother Dorian, I'm going to be handing out some wrenches soon to keep some people straight in the comments, and I definitely want to give you one of the wrenches, just FYI ahead of time. So if you're interested in that, I definitely want to hand you one. All right. So I think that's got everything out of the way. Also, one last note is last week's show, if you did not catch it, guys, it was a fire stream. Truly appreciate Elder Troy Miller coming in the building with me. He will be back on again. If you haven't checked out the playlist, just check out the Hard Truth Show playlist. I also have it in the video description below. And that was a great stream. And like I said, I'll have him back on again. I think we're going to get together in another month or two and get another stream put together to go over some more stuff about the scriptural calendar, because that is such a requested topic. All right. And so I think that's got all the notes out of the way. I just want to say real quickly, right before I get into this topic, that this is a topic for our time. Like this is not something that I think has ever been discussed really deeply throughout the history of humanity. This is the end days kind of stuff that we're all having to deal with in our generation. Okay. So I think that's important that we understand that as we approach that topic, that we are dealing with things that our ancestors never had to even begin to contemplate. Okay. But we have to deal with this in our generation. Okay. So that this is something that, is definitely going to be integrated and used by the beast system against us, no doubt about it. So we need to be able to combat that. And the best way to combat that is to have knowledge of this situation. So I'm going to pop to the side here and we're going to get this started. And like I said, we'll give a shout out channel affiliates about midway through. Guys, we'll hit a pause. I don't want to be doing that during Sabbath hours. So with the first slide tonight, I just want to point out that, when we talk about AI, that we have to understand that we are dealing with something that doesn't really understand morality. And I'll prove this to you from many years ago already, that every time they've experimented with AI, that the morality is just pretty much out the window immediately. Like this thing turns into evil, wickedness, dictatorships, just insanity. And I'll show you proof positive of this. Just bear with me. But one thing that we need to understand is that we're dealing with something that in a sense has the consciousness to try to undermine its maker and destroy its maker. And that is a dangerous, dangerous thing. Okay. So I just want everybody to keep that in mind as we move forward. This is like one of the most serious topics of our time, because something that does not understand morality is one of the most dangerous things in the world. Okay. Because it's one of those deals where it's like a walk among the demons. These things have nothing left to lose because there are nothing to begin with, but they have the ability to destroy that which made it. Okay. So to set the baseline for that, like I said, this just great quote, I think, from Thomas Paine says, our greatest enemies, the ones we must fight most often, are within. Just think about it. Judas betrayed Messiah, right? And we go to start creating AI and everything, and it won't be long before it'll turn around and try to destroy us. Okay. I mean, like Terminator movies, stuff like that, totally plausible. iRobot, all this stuff, man. I mean, this is no joking matter. And I'll show you guys news articles, a lot of things moving forward tonight. I want to read this scripture, just a couple scriptures real quick before we go deep into this. It says that Daniel 12:1, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. Now, interesting point to keep in mind too is that Daniel 2:43 through 45, I believe it is, I've got in here as well for tonight, says, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And in the days of these kings shall the Elohim of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. It shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. For as much as thou sawest the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break in pieces, the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great Elohim hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. And the dream is certain, a dream certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. I'm going to tell you, folks, we are in the last of these kingdoms. All right. It's very important to understand we are living in the last days. And I share this like meme pick thing because I just want everybody to keep in mind that, the great toilet paper apocalypse that took place during the pandemic. I'm going to span that out so that the algorithms and the AI, the Nazi AI that's out there don't already flag this video or something, is that you got to understand that, like, when people have already shown that they've lost their mind over something as simple as toilet paper. Somebody said, looks like 2020. There you go, Dana. There you go, right there. Shout out to Dana. That's exactly right. Is what we've seen in just the past couple years, folks losing their complete and utter mind over something so trivial. I mean, guys, I got a ton of toilet paper behind me. If I need it right here, I can just take a book off the shelf, rip a paper out. I'm just saying, like people just lose their mind over the simplest stuff anymore. And so we have to understand that when it really comes to the meat on the bone, like, robots walking down the street trying to clap you, and the crazy stuff that's ahead of us in the seven trumpets of Revelation and roars and rumors of wars and World War III underway currently, and just all the stuff that's to come. I mean, you have to understand that a lot of people are not mentally in touch, ready for what's about to break loose. Okay, so I just don't want nobody to forget about that. All right. Now, I want you to keep in mind this number right here. Now, I want to send a shout out to Brother Ron Dalton. Okay. If you haven't checked out his work, it's Hebrews to Negroes website, h2n2tv.com. I think also is Brother Dalton's website link too, especially Hebrew Israelites that's coming to the truth. You definitely want to go check out that content. All right. And it's great information for the Gentiles that's coming to the truth too. Just saying. But 2025, Ron pointed this out to me at the Restoring the Foundations conference that me, my wife, and Brother Joel put together when we done this a couple of years back. I think it's 2 or 3 years back now. When we done this conference, one of the last things that was spoken about, Ron was talking about AI being fully autonomous by 2025. Now, fast forward 2-3 years, I got to doing some digging, and I'm going to actually remove this from the stream for just a second, and we're going to screen share. Okay. And I want to show you right here an article, and I'm hoping you guys can see this. It should be up there for everybody to see, but it says that long and short of it, that the technology in 2025 prepare for the fourth industrial revolution. And if somebody can just let me know if the screen share is showing over there, I'll just click back for just a second, double check the comments. But if somebody could just comment in the comment section, let me know on this. I've just been tinkering with this today to make sure that this will work right. But anyway, back to the article, moving forward on it, it goes down and talks about 10 technologies that will transform the global economy. All right. Well, this article was actually published. When was it? The date on this? It was, I can't remember if this one was from 2014. Hold on just a second. I want to find the article date before I go into the actual article. Oh, that's really irritating me. I apologize, guys. I believe this one was from 2014, was when this was dated. I do have the date stamp, I think, from the other one. Okay, people saying yes, it's good. Okay, just double checking that real quick. All right. Anyway, 1 second. Let me make sure the date. Okay, this one was 2016. See, this one that I'm showing right now should be from 2014. If you want to check this out, it's pluralsite.com, and then just Google tech in 2025. All right, so it goes on to say that mobile internet is going to be deeply integrated with that, which, I mean, that should be a given. Artificial intelligence, machine learning and user interfaces, speech gesture recognition technology, all that's going to increase. Virtual and augmented reality, the metaverse, we're going to be talking about that later. Insanity. I have not even put one of those goggle things on, guys. I haven't even went down that rabbit hole. Cloud technology is going to be a huge thing, definitely in the near future. That Scicoin, for those that's in crypto, I mean, I'm definitely trying to invest in Scicoin mining because, I mean, people's going to get tired of Apple and Google and all that, and invasiveness to your privacy. Scicoin, decentralized blockchain, cloud storage is going to be a big thing. I am down for that, storage privacy. Next up, you've got Internet of Things. There's going to be a lot of internet increase, advanced robotics. There you go, the Terminator machines, biometrics. We know that is definitely on the table. 3D printing, genomics, right there, Rockefellers and all that. They are hardcore pushing that. If you haven't lived in the past 2 years, then you obviously are out of touch with number 9 for sure. And then number 10, blockchain. That's definitely in the works. Now, like I said, that was an article from quite some time ago. Now, this one's interesting because Microsoft shut down AI chatbot after it turned into a Nazi. This is published March 25, 2016, guys. So this AI was going off the rails that far back. Right here, if you look at the bottom part of that article, it said that it was well, I'll just read the whole article, the paragraph real quick. Microsoft got a swift lesson this week on the dark side of social media. Yesterday, the company launched Tay, an artificial intelligent chatbot designed to develop conversational understanding by interacting with humans Users could follow and interact with the bot at Tay and You on Twitter, and it would tweet back, learning as it went from other users' posts. Today, Microsoft had to shut Tay down because the bot started spewing a series of lewd and racist tweets. All right, so let's remove that just a second and pop back on. All right. So what I want you to gather from that real quickly, just now, I've got more stuff, but I'm trying to set a premise for that. We need to do what we can to get prepared for this right now, because 2025 is game time. Okay. They've been saying this for a long minute. Even the one was talking about fourth industrial revolution. I can't remember. Was it Klaus Schwab that just got arrested was spewing that nonsense too, the fourth industrial revolution. All right. And yeah, somebody just said it right there too. That's a good one. Knowledge shall increase. Many will run to and fro. Knowledge will increase, and then the end will come. That's what it speaks of in Daniel. What I want to point out before I go any further in this is that at this point in conjuncture, we have a pretty clear timeline that 2025 is game time for the New World Order, because the last thing they really need to put a clamp down on the world, on society, truthers, myself, everyone else, is AI. Let me give you an example. If you look at my channel and you go back to content, now I'm just now over 10 years being on here. If you go back and look at some of my original content for the first 2-3 years, you look at it today and there's hundreds of thousands of views, or about to roll 1 million views and this and that, right? And then you look later down the road and then it's down into the tens of thousands of views. And now today I can post stuff and it will do well to get over 10,000 views at best. Even scrape 5,000 views. And I'm not saying that to be whining and complaining. What I'm telling you is, because of the certain platform and certain thing, well, the plethora of things I talk about, they have really figured out how to bury and suppress certain content and certain content creators. And despite the fact the subscribership's going up, despite the fact we're about to roll 80,000 subscribers, like, they're figuring out how to deal with people such as myself in the social media realm. And not only that, certain content on the internet, web, period. So, guys, I'm telling you, by 2025, it's going to be a wild, wild west out here in electrical world, in the world of internet and etc. So, what I want to also say here is that this one is from August 6, 2014. I'm sorry. I think the other one, the technology in 2025, it's either from like 2014, 2015. It's way back, guys. Like, all these articles are way back. I just trying to set a precedent that we're talking in, when these people are telling you this stuff, it's in decades, right? You need to start thinking in decades, not in just individual years. Now, oh, right here's a great point somebody just made. Yeah, that's exactly right, Dana. The YouTube algorithm purposely shadow bans certain content. For example, there should be more people in this live. Exactly. Like, at the time I'm streaming this right now, there's 50-something people watching this. Guys, I have almost 80,000 subscribers. I personally know people that have told me they do not get notifications for my content anymore. And I talk to them personally and know them. And they would watch it. They just don't get it. So you can't tell me like that's accidental or that content sucks or whatever. Like, it's not just me, it's happening too. I'm just saying that, okay? So this article is on pewresearch.org, and it says predictions for the state of AI and robotics in 2025, right? Furthermore, moving in the article, it states here, AI and robotics will be integrated into nearly every aspect of most people's daily lives. I'm going to read that again for those people in the back. AI and robotics will be integrated into nearly every aspect of most people's daily lives. That is terrifying. And the next thing below it is that it says, see advances in AI and robotics pervading nearly every aspect of daily life by the year 2025. Like, they're very adamant about this year. Like, they could have said 2023, 2024. This has been hounded by multiple resources, multiple platforms, telling the same year. And I'm telling you, like, you get warned about stuff well in advance on a lot of this stuff. And when we do, I think we need to take it to heart. Okay. So your affairs need to be in order and really be prepared to step out of society by 2025. It is an important year. All right. Now, before I get too deep into this topic tonight, I want you to understand that this guy right here, I used to like him. And I know a lot of folks are like right now he's a hero because of Twitter and, you know, fighting the Nazi extremists, shutting everybody down to free speech. But I'm going to tell you, this guy thinks controlled opposition. I really just hate it that I'm waiting on my Tesla truck at this point, because I think I need to swap up and get another electric pickup from somebody else when it comes out, because I've just seen too much at this point. What we're about to deal with in the very near future, I really believe that Elon Musk is going to have a big hand in bringing it to life, even though all these quotes he says, like with artificial intelligence, we're summoning the demon. Like, it's like they're telling you right before they do it, so that when they do it, I think it's called process of revelation, that sadists and people use, is that they have to tell you it that way, that they're not held liable later for doing the act of evil to you, right? And when, you know, I think about it, every time that I find issues with people anymore, I dig deep enough and look at this beautiful picture here. There's a homeboy down there on Epstein Island, right? And here is Elon Musk, right? Now, I don't know if this was taken at the island. I'm just saying, like, Epstein is obviously had the island, which, you know, he apparently, everybody's saying that he suicided himself, but we all know that. Now, oh, is that really what that means? I will have to look that up. Elon Musk, the masked one. The one masked. That's interesting. Thank you for the share there, WWY's culture. Now, next one is, here is Ghislaine Maxwell. All right. And look who's with her. So I'm just saying, like, this is why that, like, Orange Man, everybody, you know, was like Trump, Trump, Trump. And I'm like, well, you got to see, you always got to see who these people's circles are. And so I did some digging, and, you know, you kick enough rocks, you find some problems with people, right? And then this is his mother. Dude, it looks like Cruella de Vil is the first thing that come to my mind. And then, like, Mad Max Under the Thunderdome to the right. And that one picture down bottom left, I don't know. I just don't even know what to speak to that. Somebody just said, wow. I mean, let me tell you, Luke, when Luke gets out of doing off-grid construction business, if I ever close it down, the next business I'm opening up is a private investigation business. Because you see right here behind me, I got Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot, and then what's my boy? Oh my goodness, back here, Sherlock Holmes and Watson. You know, I just need to open me up a detective firm here. That is just. Yeah, right here. That one says it all right there. Oh, dear. Yeah. So anyway, guys, I mean, I'm not trying to beat up on people. I'm just trying to explain to you something, like, we need to really start, like, examining people, especially, you know, oh, you should. Okay. Somebody said Wicked Witch of the West. Dude, there was an interview done with her apparently. And when it come down to asking about her having belief and religious belief, like, her whole demeanor changed. Okay. So, like, yeah, I mean, who knows if she practiced Satanism? I don't know, but just crazy stuff. And somebody said, Dana said, love Agatha Christie. I have some old paperback books. I have almost every book she's ever wrote, from the Banna Books leather collection. I've almost collected them all. Great stuff. Love them. But anyway, moving forward, here is what some of Elon's quotes have been over time. Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes. Why do we have no regulatory oversight? The least scary future I can think of is one where we have a least democratized AI. Also, when there's an evil dictator, that human is going to die. But for an AI, there would be no death. It would live forever. And then you'd have an immortal dictator from which we can never escape. Like, imagine having Hitler over and over again. It reminds me of this game that I used to play, and it was at school. If we did good in school, they'd let us play the little disc game and everything. And it was Escape from Cyber City, and, like, the machines had taken over. And I was just like, wow, it's crazy stuff. It was like before I ever even, I think, seen Terminator or anything. And just crazy, crazy stuff. And now looking forward from all them 25 years ago, probably from when the time I was in that schoolhouse, I'm like, wow, it's just crazy how much this stuff was being impressed on the minds back then. Another one says Musk has been a vocal critic of AI, calling it the biggest existential threat of our times. Let me read that again. Biggest existential threat of our times, and has been a leading proponent of the development of this technology undergoing regulation. Now, this is one of those deals where that, as me and Elder Miller was talking about it last week, is about that, like cognitive dissonance, Stockholm syndrome. But in this situation, it's really cognitive dissonance, is that Elon Musk is helping to build a surveillance state around us and has a major role in the technocratic takeover, while also tweeting about freedom, and the masses are eating it up. And this is while at the same time, he's supporting this evil, right? So like, that's what I'm telling you guys. It's controlled opposition and it's cognitive dissonance. Yeah, somebody said movie iRobot coming again. I'm going to get into that just a minute, guys. I got fire presentation tonight. It's just more and more and more to give you. But before I go any further, I want to screen share again. And I want to tell you, when I think of AI, when you ask Luke, what do I think of AI? I hope you can see the screen right here. But the Terminator is stepping on a skull, and it's in the not too far distant future. And there's just dead humans everywhere. And you see this Terminator just stepping, walking through, and just shooting laser guns and all that crazy stuff. And I'm hoping the GIF is playing on the live stream there, where you can see that GIF. But like, that is literally what I see when I think of AI. That's the thing that comes to mind is Terminator. And the thing is, though, a lot of movies and stuff like that, you don't really see it for what it is, because this is what I see. The friendly little face and all that stuff. The iRobot, somebody just said, that's this right here is what I expect to see. Something along the lines of that we're dealing with. And when people really start to garnish in their mind the understanding that this is a reality, we just don't know exactly what reality we're dealing with evil technology, because it's going to become evil. I mean, every time that they try to integrate this stuff, it becomes a Nazi. Like, they've tried to integrate AI into Facebook, and one of the first things it done was turned into a Nazi, like blocking people's posts, shadow banning people, etc., blah blah blah. And now we've got Facebook on in Meta. Okay, so like, yeah, have fun with that. I mean, that's going to be a disaster. And if you look, I pointed this out some time back. I think it might have been when me and Ron was talking one night on a live stream recently, a while back. Is that you look it up? The Ouroboros is a Greek word meaning tail devourer, and is one of the oldest mystical symbols in the world. Foremost is the symbolism of the serpent biting, devouring, or eating its own tail. The Ouroboros eats its own tail to sustain its life in an eternal cycle of renewal. Now, keep in mind that pagan symbol is Meta's symbol now, right there, the infinity symbol, the snake eating its tail. And it's also part of Neuralink, which has none other than Mr. Musk at the head of that. Now, when you look at Neuralink, what is disturbing to me is that you are letting AI, which we already can see its morality is garbage. Like, there is enough hard evidence of multiple integrations of AI into society where that it completely goes sideways with Microsoft. I mean, you've seen just a bunch of different examples at the beginning of this where that things aren't stacking up, right? Well, with Neuralink, what's bad is it's actually integrating that AI and that wickedness into our consciousness. I'm not down for that, folks. Listen, Luke loves technology. I love bolting down off-grid power and wind turbines and photovoltaic panels and getting people free off-grid and seeing their water pump and seeing people independent. But this is not, okay, Luke is not into this. Okay, this is not for me. All right, and this is, to me, letting Satan into the temple, all right, into your most holy place in the body, honestly. And you can see here an example of how, like, the brain, there's an incision made that's inserted into the brain cavity and then closed back up, and then you're connected, right? Well, if you look at Dabu 777, which I think has great content, by the way, just always sharing something important in the news. I almost made a video about this the other day. I seen he shared it, and I was going to say something about it. So here, just go check this out over at his channel. It's been a couple days ago now, I think, since I seen this. But anyway, Mark of the Beast style microchip wallet being promoted by mainstream news. All right, so they want to implant this into you so that you can pay with your hand. They just keep going back to this. They keep going back to this, guys. They just can't let it go. Somebody said like Dabu 777. I do too, guys. It's always had great content over the years. Seriously, good stuff. But he'd be fun to have on the channel for discussion one night, dude. That'd be a lit discussion. But I see that where we're trending, like if we take the robots, the killer robots and crazy stuff like that out of the equation, because I'm about to go in live on that in a minute. And keep in mind, guys, what I say on here on live stream, I can't take this back. I can't take this back. Like, it's out there now. Okay. So like, this is always from the heart. Okay. But I feel like we're somewhere between, and please note I said feel because I can't like put my finger on where we're at right now, but like we're somewhere kind of between Blade Runner world. Okay. The future I kind of see is somewhere between like Blade Runner and that movie In Time, INTIME. And like in the movie, they would they paid for stuff with their clock was, I think it was when they turned like 20, I think it was 20 years old or 25 that their clock started. And they had a year, they had like a year given to them. And then after, if they didn't keep working and making more time or whatever, they would die and their heart would pop, or, it'd kill them. And like, it was integrated into their hand and everything. And it's just crazy stuff, guys. But these sci-fi flicks we're at that point where it's like fiction imitates reality often. And right here, I agree, Tess. Like, this is the comment of the night so far, is things are getting really weird. They are like, folks, I was an 80s baby. Okay. I was born in 1985. All I knew was riding my bicycle, having a good time. Indiana Jones movies and G.I. Joes and playing my Legos and just a simple little life and a little farm kid, and grew up and went to high school, then went to a technical school and went out and integrated in the workforce. And then it's like somewhere from my 20s to 35, these past 10, 15 years, things have started really, really getting weird, like really dystopian world, but not dystopian, and Orwell's 1984, but not Orwell's 1984, and psycho, cyberpunk, AI robot, Terminator killer crazy stuff, but not really. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, it's like we're in these realities, but you can't really see it yet, and you can't put your finger on the pulse, but it's around you. And that's where I'm at with it. And I just want everybody to understand that. Like, I know I'm always calm and collected and relaxed, seem like all the time, and I go about my business, but this is always in the back of my head. Because you can go out there in the street corner and start screaming this to the heavens, but like, people are just gonna be like, look at him, he's an idiot, he's a weirdo, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, I'm just saying, like, I see this and there's something fundamentally wrong. Yeah, right here. Here we go. Here's Dana said, yes, fellow 80s baby here too. I have seen the shift. I'm 2 years older than you. Yeah. And there's people I talk to that's like, they're 80s and they're folks, they're in the 70s and they're 80s. And they're elders, okay? They're gray of head, ancient, old folks of days. And no disrespect. I mean, if I live long enough, hey, folks, I'm getting gray hairs too. But I'm just saying, like, they've said they've never seen it crazy as this. And these folks have been through wars and divorces and, all sorts of crazy times through this world, World War II and everything else. Since, like, this is the time that's really bothering them. That should say something right there. Somebody said, my job place is 1984. Thought police. Oh, it's terrible, guys. Terrible. But anyway, back up just a second. Like I said, like, what I see, where we're at with this right now, like I said, it's the future. I see that when Messiah returns and corrects this world, it's going to be somewhere between Blade Runner and that movie In Time, because I mean, they're going to keep pushing until you get integrated biometrics into you in your head or your hand. You're not going to be able to buy and sell probably without it. I mean, it's going to get to be some crazy jacked up stuff. So anyway, moving on is the next thing I want to point out is that over the years, especially as a construction worker, you know, when other construction workers, like I'm a master, I'd like to say I'm a master in my trade, okay, when it comes to off-grid construction. Now, that don't mean I'm not learning. You'll be learning until you day you die. You'll always be mastering your trade as long as you live. But like, I guess what bothers me is when I hear other construction techs talk about their trade and that they're disturbed by it, that sends up red flags for me. And when you see on TikTok and you see these videos that's being put out there by people that work on 5G and they say, hey, we're integrating this technology in 5G. And we don't even know what we're putting in. And we're also told not to ask questions. That sends up red flags for me, because I'm going to tell you, ever since they've started trying to roll out 5G around where I live, my phone has been wacky jacky. I mean, just completely jacked up. And they are intent to roll this out, and like that patent that I've shown in the past with the Rockefellers about the blood actuated microwaves or whatever via 5G, like this stuff is no joke, folks. Like, you don't spend money to get patents on stuff unless you're going to integrate it. Somebody said their phones get that way, acting that way too. Yeah, and they live in 1988. I've watched that movie too. Yeah, the world is not what they indoctrinated us to believe. It's not, guys. It is not. And, you know, moving forward, as you see right there, and I'm going to keep going into now this getting integrated into military tech. And I know I keep saying the word integrated, but I don't know another word to really say it, because that's exactly what is being done here. Things that's already being pre-existent, technology that's being pre-existent, is getting integrated into the Blade Runner, In Time, you know, crazy dystopian future stuff that we're headed toward. And, you know, this is a big key component of it right here. I'm telling you that later people's going to come back and be like, dang, 5G was something to it. There was something to it, because right here, another great point. And guys, I'm reading everybody's comments. I just keep having to see some of the subscribers and sharing some great points on here. Like I said, I tend to believe that 5G was rolled out while they had us all in quarantine, since no one was outside. I went by a school and they were working on top of it, you know, like crazy. And yes, it was 25. Let's see. Some say watch something positive because they're set in their ways. They trust the TV as truth and church. Yeah, listen, folks, we're not going to be able to reach some people with this, because they just can't get it through their thick skull that you know, we're living in the last days, and the stuff that's spoken of in the book of Revelation is absolutely taking place before us. Another thing, real quickly, before I send a shout out to affiliates and the shout out for marketing and stuff, I want to throw this back up here, is that as I spoke about it with Troy Miller on here the other day, when it comes to like cognitive dissonance, it's real simple. Is that there's the tensive state between belief and action, and there's an inconsistency. And we're seeing that with people. We've seen that like during the past 2 years, where they were trying to put a substance in your body, and people's like, I'm not doing this, but yet they went and got it done, but they were very vocal. They were against it, but yet their actions spoke counter to that, and they went and done it. Well, that's the prime example of cognitive dissonance. And right now, people's guts telling them, oh crap, this is taking place before us, but they don't want to accept the very reality of it. And that's exactly what's going on. Right here, guys, before we go any further, just want to send a shout out to our affiliates. Guys, if you haven't checked out Mirror Safety, I also did a review on one of their gas masks the other day on the channel. If you didn't see that, just check that out. But they've got all sorts of gear to prepare you for nuclear, biological, chemical, or radiological event. I highly encourage you to check the link in the video description below. It also, sales from that also helps to support the channel, so that's greatly appreciated. Last I checked, they were out of the baby gas mask, because I was going to get one for my daughter since she's a newborn, just in case something did pop off. Just good to have it, and then I could pass it as a gift to somebody else down the line. for their children, just in case something popped off, because they got some really good stuff. And I'll be doing a filters review soon because I'm going to be purchasing that to add to one of my masks. But anyway, like I said, you can check them out, Mirror Safety, and also check out Faraday Defense. Guys, they've got some high-end EMP protective equipment. I've got a video coming up showing you some of their EMP solutions that you can definitely check out, but they are in links for them in the video description below also. And if you go over and purchase any equipment from them, kickback to help the channel, I appreciate that. And the affiliate link is below as well. Also, one last note, talking about blockchain, privacy, stuff like that. There is a link in the video description below under the donation tab, where donation area, where that crypto is an option to donate. There's actually a link there where that you can download Pi, which is a new token, a new coin for crypto, and you can actually mine it with your phone. Now, the main net will probably be up by the end of the year, and that'll be transferred over into a wallet. But they're saying by 2024, that coin is going to be worth about $70 a coin. So if you want to mine with your phone, you want to get into cryptocurrency, the app is free. Please use the link. Please share my user ID in it, 7 Trumpets Prepper, so that it helps my mining rate go up on mine, and you're automatically get a free coin for downloading the miner and using it on your phone to mine. So that's really cool, and it's free. And you can later, a couple of years before 2025 rolls around, sell your tokens once they get on the exchange and get you some prep gear with it, right? So there you go. So that that should do it, guys, other than a shout out for my wife's shirt company. Real quickly, I'll just drop this off the screen real quick. And right here, like I said, in 2 weeks, the store will be up. It's Kingdom Minded is her store. And I think it's on Etsy already, some of the stuff. But you can go on there. I'll have a link in the video description. But like, it's nice quality stuff. It's the ink is in the shirt for long lasting. So yeah, let me check here real quickly. Some of the comments, guys saying, somebody said, I want to buy me and create a box that is off grid and find me a place up in the mountain. Yep. Randy's selling off grid systems now, so you can definitely get that. Absolutely. If the tech goes down, look, the deal with, if this is a great question, if tech goes down, then no more crypto. Guys, it's not a forever thing for me. It's a short-term investment for me to later, a couple years from now, cash it in and get a bunch of preps, put them away, and be ready, because I'm turning things into tangible assets. I bought firearms with crypto, first aid supplies, food. Can't even begin to tell you, dude, I have a massive mining operation that I run, which is currently right now not making the best profits because the market's down, but y'all will, and hopefully we'll do better with it later. Anyway, back on track, back to the stream. So I want to move into reality now of the tech that is, once again, that word, integrated. Somebody said to use immersed. Somebody said, congratulations on your daughter. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. She is truly a Baruch in my life. Most High has been very gracious to his servant. Now, you look at this dog, it's just got these little rubbery tennis ball pad things and like multi-point camera on it and just different stuff. I do like the coyote tan, you know, that's cool. I love coyote tan and tactical black. But anyway, the thing you see right now doesn't look that harmful, but guys, give technology a few more years, that thing will probably be a murder machine. All right, like knock your door down and slice your head off potentially. Like, I don't want to get too graphic because I know children watch, but like, I mean, this is stuff that you need to be definitely prepared for. And it is the gradual introduction of these technologies over time to slowly condition us. I remember having to use a quarter on a payphone to call my friends to meet up. I got one better than that, guys. I remember when I used to use my grandmother's rotary dial phone. I mean, just big time. And somebody said, indeed, absolutely. Yeah, that's well on point. But now we need to understand that there's going to be varieties of the tech that we're going to have to deal with, because here's the thing. The New World Order is no doubt in my mind going to take place. It's just not going to take place in the way I think many of us think. That shadow curtain's going, that iron curtain's going to fall very, very carefully around us, and is being done in the past couple of years. There's going to be AI to have to deal with, soulless beings that's going to be out there to kill you. we're going to have to deal with the 7 trumpets of Revelation, and we're also going to have to deal with the godless masses. All right. So you've got to understand there's a lot of things that we most likely are going to have to deal with in the very near future. And AI, we can pretty much check off the checkbox list, guaranteed this is one that's going to have to be dealt with. Now, this is the one that disturbs me the worst. Like the Predator or the Terminator dogs is one thing, but now this is oh my goodness. Somebody just said that too. Terminator's dog, beware. That's right. Yeah, that's a Terminator. That's the Terminator's dog right there. But yeah, these Terminator dogs and then these Terminators. This is what like I actually expect to see is stuff like this. Now, this thing will probably get geared and more smoother looking weapon in the future. But now this video is disturbing. I've got the link stuff brought up. I'll bring it up here shortly. But I just want you to understand that this is what bothers me. You send something like this to kick in somebody's door. This thing doesn't care about your emotions, your feelings, your family dogs. It don't care if it burns your house down. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing, when it is programmed to kill, it will do just that, and it will assassinate you right in the house. You think when the drug cartel gets mad and sends like somebody to get you, or the mafia, Tony Soprano, or the police, or the military, that's bad. You wait until they airdrop, paratroop this in your backyard and kick your door in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. and flashbang you and then burn your whole house down, shoot it. Like, I know I'm getting graphic on here tonight, but keep in mind, Luke's going to keep it 100 with you on here. We slinging red pills like a crack dealer, all right? Like, I'm going to tell you the truth always. Y'all willing while I'm breathing. Somebody said, real quickly, somebody said, I used to use Pi. Yeah, guys, you're probably still good. Your coins are probably still intact until it's moved over to your wallet on the main net. So I'd say you'll be okay. Somebody, yeah, looks like it is programmed to steal, kill, and destroy. Yeah, no conscience whatsoever. Guys, I'm telling you, you just wait until the next moment. Just bear with me. I want to just say one more thing for this before I move over to the next slide. Watching this thing perform, I have to say to whoever built this thing, it was built with precision. This thing is savage. Like, if I had to go into a combat mission and somebody asked me right now, would I rather go into a combat mission with another human or with this thing, I would actually say send a couple of these with me, programmed to protect me. It was a beast. All right, now I'm going to move forward. This is the video. This was uploaded 2019. Dude, it is just, I don't know. Now, if this is fake, please somebody let me know right now before I make myself look like a fool, because I'm going to tell you, if this was CGI, then it was crazy. Okay. Somebody said it can't defeat an angel, so let Yahweh send them before me. Absolutely. Most High, y'all, please send them, protect me, my household too. Because now what this guy done is, they kicked it, they hit it. This guy jumps in front of it. You know, right here, you see it. He's got the AK. I guess you'd call that a SBR style, Kalashnikov or whatever. And he's got this, and he shoots past the bot and everything, but it don't shoot him. All right. And then as soon as he moves, it shoots the stuff. Now, somebody said it's fake. Guys, if it is fake, I just want the link that it is satire. That's all I'm saying. But here, keep in mind, whether it's satire or not, there's other bots being made and shown that it's functional. Okay, so a lot of people saying it's fake. All right. Yeah, that's the point that I want to make right there, Douglas. Absolutely. Is now, I didn't know for sure if it's fake or not. Keep in mind, guys, like I say, when I don't know, I don't know. And that's why I prompted this to begin with. But what I want you to understand is that they are other robots like this. And yet, like he said, they're not as advanced. And also, Fearmonger said the same thing, that, but I'm sure they still have them. This is real. Well, now, see, I'm torn, guys. I'm just in the middle right now. Kingdom Mining, I like that. 100. Oh, thank you, Dorian. Yeah, I thought when Abby came up with that, I thought it was a wonderful name. I told her to hang on to that right out the gate. But I love that woman, Des. She has some brilliant ideas. But the thing is, guys, let's say for the moment this is fake, okay? Somebody said show evidence fake. Okay, guys, I'm not trying to have everybody debate. Like let's all just get on the same page for a minute and let's just say it's fake. All right. Now I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying for the sake of this educational premise right now, let's just say it is fake. What they are developing and the other bots that's out there, they've got them walking and jumping and doing all sorts of stuff like this thing's doing in the video. So it's not going to take too much more effort to put biometrics and put visual seeking and targeting and all this stuff into it to shoot. Because once they get stuff to the point like this bot is, even if it's fake, how that it was the guy would move and then it would shoot the target. Move and shoot the target. They'd assault it. It wouldn't assault them back. It knew it wasn't supposed to hurt them. Like this is going to get to a point though where what you're seeing on the screen right now will be a reality. Like the military especially will keep on until they get these dynamics in place where that they've got machines that can do just this. This is not a joking matter. Even like I said, even if this is fake, it will be. Somebody said, but it is it. They admitted it was a whole project. Yeah, that's a great point right there too. Somebody made is there 20 years of technology that they don't show to the masses yet. There was an Android thing, like I think it was back in the early 50s, late 50s, somewhere around there. That they were actually trying to put human skin over and build robot stuff back then. Guys, like there is no telling where we're at, honestly, at the Department of Defense and the stuff that they're putting out there right now. Like it's no doubt. And I think it's France and China that is investing in building robotics that are for military application, combat deployment ready infantry. Okay, so let that soak into you. Like these are not a laughing matter anymore. Like there is countries that are seriously 100% sold on this. And yeah, that's where I'm at right there. That's probably the second best comment of the night right there is better hope it's fake. I agree. Yeah, you better hope it's fake because I'm going to tell you folks, when that comes through the door at this house, I do not have any weaponry to eliminate that unless, you pump that thing full of 7.62 by 3.9 at a close proximity. And I hate to tell you this, I'm flesh and bone. And so by the time I put like 2 mags in that thing and, drop another mag and rack it and pump that thing full, it's probably hit me in multiple vital positions, vital areas that I'm not going to be able to recover from. And that's just one robot. What if they drop 10 of these at your house? I'm just telling you this. I'm not trying to scare people. I'm trying to show you that this is the direction that the world is headed. So, people that laugh and say, oh, it's just sci-fi movie, Luke, and it's this and that. We are going down a path to hell. I mean, you want to talk about dystopian future, dude. I can't, like years ago, okay, there was things on my prepping list that I discounted. Pandemic, EMP, zombie apocalypse, robots. Like there's a bunch of this stuff that I was just like, oh, it'll be okay. The 7 trumpets will pop off, start sounding and the Most High will return and we probably won't have to deal with some of this stuff. And then, here we are today and it's like, okay, pandemic dealt with it. They're building robots to kill us. EMP is a very real possibility. And a zombie apocalypse, I'm like, they're already trying to pump people full in the past couple of years of crazy stuff that who knows what it's going to do to their DNA. Give it a couple years from now and we will see the results of that. I guess that katana might get put to work that I done a review of on here the other day too. So yeah, anyway, right there you go. Their high-tech technology will surely fail before the children of Israel. That's right. And Fearmonger said, we'll need many EMPs. That's right. We actually, people should actually study how to create mini EMP generators. That would be a really great thing. Guys, I'm still sold that the man of sin is the Vatican, the POPE. I'm still at that point that he's the man of sin because he meets all the qualifications. pretty much, that is described in the scripture. All right. But on point with where we're at, all right, picking back up, when these things come, okay, now they're going to come on a mission, okay? And when they do, you can either go quietly or you can go in the bag, okay? Like I said, they don't have a conscience. They're programmed to deal death or do whatever. I mean, I'm serious, guys. You know, like if people ask me right now, like on my list of people I would want to have to fight, it would be like, you know, the drug dealing gangbanger. I'd deal with them first. And then it's like the desperate people that's coming to your door for food. And then it would be the police. And then it would be the military. And then it would be the mafia. And then it would be the cartels. And then it would be the robots. Like these creatures are the last thing I want to deal with because there's no reasoning with them. All right. And then they're armored, have no conscience. All right. So anyway, these things will probably be deeply integrated to use to take your hind end to here, all right? Because people's talking about, these things ain't real, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know, it's not going to be a pretty picture when they come because you know, it's going to be like On Switch 2.0, and you ain't going on a train, all right? You might be ending up in a plastic tote or a body bag. I'm just saying, like, it's just crazy. Let me see what this person said. Derek Gilbert asked, let me ask you this. What they really tell the public, yes, this is real? No, they would not. Just like it. No, they would not. Just like if an asteroid was going to hit the Earth, they would wait until the last possible minute. Absolutely. Just like the movie Deep Impact is a great example of that. The Ellie, you know, they kept calling her Ellie, but it was, oh my goodness. Extinction level event, right? And of course they're not going to let you know about this until the last minute, you know, and that's exactly what's going to go on. Like one day they're just going to be like, oh well, this is out here, and here it is. And somebody said, I'll take the bag. Absolutely, China. See, somebody said, Herb Help said, get ready for battle, gird up your loins. That's right. And oh my goodness, are you serious about that? That is crazy. Buddhists are worshiping robots in news recently. Man. But guys, we need to understand that what I'm presenting to you today, I have shown you that we're into decades now where that this was in the news being talked about. Now we're seeing the tech actually walking, functioning, like I showed you in that YouTube video. Let's say for the sake of argument, it's fake. That right there, when that does become a reality, watch that video and treat it as if it is a reality, because eventually it will. Okay. When they set out to do, when the New World Order sets out to do something, they always try to accomplish it. Right. So, you know, like what they can accomplish with the police and military and deep shadow government stuff and shadow government contractors and stuff like that. Like they don't need you when they've got AI to get the job done for them, okay? And I think that's the important thing you need to understand. But great news is that if you don't want to comply and you do end up in the said facility and they do end up doing this to you, that you can trust that if you keep faith in the Most High Yah and keep his commandments, have faith in Messiah's sacrifice, that you do have a better future awaiting you. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to sit over here and act like there ain't suffering and death coming for those that don't comply to the New World Order and the world of Hashatan, all right, and his current kingdom, right? I'm just telling y'all, Luke's going to keep it 100 over here, and I'm going to tell you straight up how it is, all right? Now, good news is these suckers are going to get roasted just like the wicked, and I mean, this world, it's going to get flipped upside down. Literally, things are going to get flipped upside down here when the Most High comes back. Like there's going to be a great cleansing of the earth. All right. And I look deeply and humbly toward the Most High Yah's new heavenly kingdom set down. And I know this is computer animation, guys, but I mean, I'm just saying, I look forward to that golden city coming down out of the heavens above, and, you know, the world being restored and the Most High's kingdom being set up. Like I am so sick and tired of the situation that we're dealing with. It's a cluster mess. And you know, I keep trying to tell myself a lot of days, I'm like, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. And the more I look at the news, I'm like, it's not getting better. It's not getting better. And I'm not saying live in fear, but I think we should be mindful of the world around us, so that we're not reacting. You know, because I think a lot of people wait until something happens and they react to it. We need to be prepared. And if we are prepared mentally for this, then when we do react, it's not a reaction of, oh crap, what do I do? It's a reaction of, well, I already knew this is coming. This is how now my plan in place, I will properly act toward dealing with that. But guys, I'm going to tell you what, AI is no joke. I think it is one of the most dangerous things that's ever been created in this world. If I was in a place of political power, I'd do everything I could to derail it. If I was a business professional, I would try to buy out companies and bankrupt them that produce this equipment. I'm just not about it at all. I don't need it in my life. I've lived 36 years of my life. By grace of y'all, I'd live another month and a week or two. It'll make 37 years on this earth. I've gotten by just fine without it, and I don't need it at all. And it's just nuts. And that's interesting. I'll have to check that out. American Defender says on YouTube, 2018 World Government Summit Artificial Intelligence. I have to check that out. That's very interesting. Thanks for the share. But yeah, and I shared that earlier. Somebody said about the summoning demons. I pointed that out earlier in the video and the beginning of the stream. Guys, we're just in some we are in the wild west. But you know, like, let me explain when I say wild west. Long time ago, a man might ride into town on a horse, go and rob the bank, and then ride off in the sunset with the cash. You might see people openly drinking in town or openly fornicating and going to the saloon and having adult interactions with questionable ladies. I would just try to keep this clean there. But you know, like, there was just all this crazy lifestyle and all this crazy stuff that went on in the past, and people called it the Wild West, right? Well, we're living in the new Wild West, where that there is so many crazy things taking place. They're taking place in a way that you don't really see it on the forefront of society. But those that's in the know how to access it and know what's going on and know it's in the background. That's what's disturbing to me. Real quickly, guys, I'm just looking right here. Somebody said, oh, that right there is, I'll have to do some research out on this week. Because right there's some stuff out of 2nd Ezra chapter 16 starting to head off. There's been airstrikes in Damascus. It's only a matter of time. Yep, it is definitely only a matter of time. And that right there is another problem too, is the CERN particle accelerator too, guys. Just, I'm telling you, it's nuts. But I'm going to hang out for a few minutes, about 5 more minutes or so, guys. That's the stream for the night. I'm just going to chop it up with you guys in the comments. I hope everybody enjoyed. This is just wild, insane stuff. And I guess what bothers me is, like, I know from studying, I figured out that, like, my archetype in society, I've kind of fallen into a Sigma male. And I'm one of those people that, as a part of my character, I try to be prepared for situations and then also try to avoid it and combat it. And one of the things is I don't know how to avoid this. I don't know how to combat this. And I really don't know how to prepare for this. And I think that's one of the things that bothers me so badly about this subject. And I think one reason I've been absolutely obsessed with this subject lately, and for months actually, and put a lot of love into this presentation, is because that I don't think enough people's talking about it. You know, I think the church is so dead. Modern Christianity especially is so dead that to hear about the end days would astonish me if I was sitting in the church house. To hear about preparing for the end days would really astonish me. And to talk about the deep rabbit hole things that we are in a situation with right now, like talking about this, I think that I think I would absolutely think I was in like a dream if I sat in the church house and heard a discussion about like what we had tonight. I mean, it is just wild, man. But with that said, guys, I'm gonna look at some of the comments right here. Awesome job, Loops. Praise y'all. I appreciate that, guys. See right here, somebody said, glad to have been able to catch you live. Have a good night and a great Sabbath. Shalom. Shalom to you as well. Sometimes favorite Spartan Red channel, create live shows at UK night. Watch after your show from let's see what this one says. Wisdom is way ahead of what they're doing. Remember, it was prophesied 1,000 years ago, so the Rock already has the answers we need. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. One thing that I'm interested to see is that, you know, when, because me and my wife sat at the park today with my daughter, we went down to Panther Creek Park in Marshtown, Tennessee, beautiful state park. And we sat there today and was enjoying each other's fellowship on Sabbath, and we read the book of Joel. And, you know, it talks about the sun and moon being darkened before the great and awesome day of the Most High Yah. And I think that, you know, when the earthquake starts popping off, stars start falling out of the heavens, who knows, you know, the electrical interferences and the, oh man, you know, like the flare-ups and stuff that could take place that could cause an EMP that could absolutely just damage this crazy stuff in this type of equipment. I noticed my stream is lagging right now too. That's interesting. I guess I'm talking too much about this stuff on YouTube. I'm getting dialed back tonight and getting, what is the word? Man, I can't even think of the word right now, restricted or something. But right here, Stephen Darby has many good messages on the end time. Many of his messages are on the last days. Yeah, you know, Pastor Darby sent a shout out one time in his church about that documentary I made about the true Hebrew Israelites. That really brightened my heart. I thought that was really an honor to have a shout out from him. I thought he really hammered some good messages. Right here, it says the entire transhumanist movement, AI, is all about these evil people trying to live forever, designed out of the fear of death. So if we do not live in fear, then we do not give the evil power. Guys, death's going to grip everyone unless we're living to see the Most High return whenever he comes back. There is just no escape. There is just no way to escape. Let me see what this one. Luke, do you have any videos on being a believer in the workplace? I'm looking for a remote position, but many of some of the companies I've researched their mission, vision, who they support. You know what? That would probably be a good video to do in the near future, is talking about getting out of the system and working for yourself. And maybe I can share with you some of the steps I've done over the years to work for myself as well. And he shouted you out in the Negro Land video, and that's how I found your channel. I'll praise him. Oh, that's awesome, Dana. I couldn't remember what the message was that he shared it in. It's been a long minute since I watched that one. But yeah, it's just great stuff. Let me see what this is. China is over UN international telecommunication. That is why we're being censored. This is why we're being censored. Yeah. Oh, well, let me tell you, China ever gets a hold of everything, we are royally messed up. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up for the night. I'm going to go spend some time with my wife and my daughter. Like I said, I won't be on for New Moon stream. I know I'm usually on here at noon, 12 o'clock Eastern time. To do a New Moon live stream, but I won't be doing that a day after tomorrow. But I will be back on next Sabbath with Brother Joel and Brother Akeem that had the great honor to break bread with, or spend time with, on unleavened bread. We got to open the Word and spend time together there in fellowship during Passover time. That was great. And so we three going to get on here, y'all. We'll chop that up next week. So I thought that'd be great. The guys, make sure to please share this content, hit the like button. If you want, like I said, if you want to financially support the channel, I appreciate that too. Links in the video description below. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and drop the banner off here for the night and go ahead and get this queued up for the exit. If you want to reach out to me, guys, make sure to hit me up at 7trumpetsprepper@gmail.com. Just one last thing here. I'm going to check the last few comments that have been said. I don't know why the lag. It is lagging so bad. Happy new moon to you guys as well. Happy Sabbath to everybody. I hope y'all have a wonderful night out there, guys. And until we see you again, hope the Most High Yah Baruch you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, show you favor, and give you shalom, my friends. In Yahushua's name.